Okay, today we are playing a game on Route 66. We are in the Platinum SR range, and we will be playing Lucio the entire way through. I am also not sure if this is a console game, but based off the names in the game, I am relatively certain that it is, because we got XMadCamel911X over there. That seems like a pretty console name to me, but I'm not certain. Email doesn't say. So, let's start. We're playing Lucio. Our team, they're way too far up. They're way too far up. Now, tragically, when your team's doing some dumb shit, you gotta go do the dumb shit with them. You don't get a choice in the matter. Because you either go and do this dumb shit with them, or you leave them to do this dumb shit by themselves, and they're doing it 5v6, where they definitely die instead. Right? So, tragically, when people are doing dumb shit, you gotta go do dumb shit with them. Unfortunate. So they got May. Also got a glimpse of a Bastion in there. We're doing some shifting, you know, playing Lucio. Give him the back and forth. Amp it up. Oh god, Roadhog's fucking dead regardless right there. That was a scary way to go. You know, it got us back to our teammates faster, but that was still real scary to go back out that doorway right there. So our teammates are dead. To be honest, there's little we could have done to prevent this. Could have been in the speed boost while we were doing this. Our healing aura wasn't doing anything right there. You know, it's this way with supports in general, but with Lucio, like, if you're using your healing aura and you're not healing anybody, that's the same as you having your aura turned off. So, we don't want to do that. Don't want to be healing nobody. Alright, we're after this boy. We booped him, but, like, that only really helped him. Because it ended up putting more distance between him and us. Like, if you're gonna go for the boop, don't boop them for the sake of booping them, because it adds extremely little damage. Doesn't the boop only do 5 damage? It might do more than that. Hold on. This is something that I should confirm before I just say it. How much damage does Lucio's boop do? Lucio's boop does 25 damage. Never mind. My bad. Slightly less than the melee attack. But if you're booping someone when they're still really healthy, then you're not really doing much except, like, maybe putting them in a better position. Like, if you're booping someone, you know, be mindful of where you're pushing them. You want it to be somewhere that's less beneficial for them, which usually means closer to your team or off an edge. Booping them for the sake of it, it usually doesn't do much because the boop doesn't contribute much damage. But if you give them if you get them real low, right, and then you give them the punch, then the boop, that's 55 damage. So that's pretty sick. That can finish off the last 25% of somebody real fast. But other than that, you know, be careful. Be careful. Guys, I've seen so many Lucio players just save so many people by booping people randomly. It makes me so upset. So we've got our ultimate now. They don't really have that much we're concerned about for using sound barrier, so we don't have to worry about it too much. They don't have, like, a nano blade or anything they're gonna chuck at us. You know, we're not doing it for this one. They got Earth Shatter, and they got Tank, they got Deadeye. These are all spooky. They just used 2, so we're gonna use our ult now, of course. They just use Earth Shatter and Configuration Tank. This is all very spooky. Enemy team not exactly a concerted movement they're going for here. It's just like a lot of bullshit happening. Alright, we've spotted the boy again. We're after the boy. We got slept. And now we're purple. This is very unfortunate. I understand. I would have done the exact same thing. Don't get me wrong. I would have done the same thing. Anna slept us. You know. Sometimes you get slept by Anna. So, we are on our way back up. I never like using Amp It Up like that, just because you get there a little faster, but, like, then we arrive and we don't have Amp It Up for another, like, 5 or 6 seconds when we're arriving, you know? It always, I'm never too happy to use Amp It Up like that. But, you know, sometimes you gotta get there as quickly as you can. Sometimes that's the way it be. So we use Amp It Up to heal the boy. The boy was pretty low. Again, like, booping D.Va like that doesn't do anything except push D.Va further away from our team. And we don't really want that when D.Va's, like, half health, you know? Like, we want her to be closer to our team so we can try and finish her off instead. Careful how you boop people, you know? So Junkrat's real low over there. I would have liked if we tried to get to Junkrat, just try and keep him alive. You know, he ended up in like a pretty scary position, but I would have liked to try at least and save him. So I don't want to do that. I just want to leave her asleep. We're going to bring so little to killing D.Va when she wakes up. I would rather just leave her on the ground for longer rather than go for that at all. So we're after that Zenyatta again. We give up on it pretty fast because we've got to try and stop the point from getting pushed right now. Hey, C9. Woo, we got him. We got him, boys. All right, so we don't have to push it too far. Fantastic. But that's no reason to get complacent. Complacent? Because if they didn't push it that far, who's to say we won't push it that far either, right? No, don't get too excited in that position. I've seen enough games on Route 66 end with both people not capturing the first checkpoint. Even though like Route 66 isn't that hard to attack on paper, you know? People who play this game, not great, not great. Again, booping Mercy right there doesn't really do very much, you know? Just kind of puts her further away from us. Does put her more in our team at least, but probably not gonna die. I'd rather just like try and stick on her instead rather than booping her. So they were booping Mei away from our team, which is, you know, we don't want Mei next to our team too much. That's fine. That's peeling with the boop. That's good. That was good. An attempt, you know, an attempt to push their soldier into our team. It didn't work out, but the attempt was made, and I like to see the attempt. Now, that's what I'm talking about. We pushed that D.Va in, good and proper right there. Now, we're on her. We got a little spooked. We decided not to follow through on that one. That's understandable. But we decided to go through now. This is very questionable. We got spooked when it was just baby D.Va. That's understandable. It got spooky. But then after that, the situation didn't get any less spooky, and we kept going. That's questionable choice to continue going right there. But we didn't die. If you don't get punished, you don't have to learn. So again, we just put the Mercy way far away from us and not into our team. So that didn't really do anything to help. You know, this is basically my main crux right here is just going to be when you're booping somebody, I want you to be booping that person with purpose, you know? I don't want you to be booping that person for no reason. I want you to be thinking to yourself, I'm going to push this guy into my team. I'm going to push this guy away from my team because he's scary, right? I'm going to push this guy off my support. I'm going to push this guy off a cliff. I'm going to push this guy into a compromising position. I don't want you to just like roll up to people and be like, I'm going to left click and then I'm going to boop them. Unless you think the boop, like the melee boop is going to kill him, you know, burst that last 25% down. Fair enough. But like, if it's not for like a deliberate reason, why are you doing it? You know, why you do it? Just for the sake of it? Don't do that. That ends up saving people. I don't like that. Boop with purpose. That's going to be my crux of my point today so far, I feel like. Blizzard, okay, we're out, we got out. The Stamp It Up's a little egregious. We weren't really very close to anybody right there, and it didn't exactly help us get out either, so didn't really accomplish too much. Amp It Up's a pretty long cooldown. This is not a good time to be using this. Well, at least Genji had Dragon Blade ready to go at the time. Our team wasn't exactly in a great position. I would have probably used Sound Barrier right there just because I was afraid that Genji was going to die. And things were looking good enough I didn't want him to die. He could have lived, but he just kept going with such reckless abandon. Like, I would have been wrong to have done it because he lived regardless, but then he went and got himself further into the problem. Their soldiers using Tac Visor. We waited a while on that one. Like, I heard Tac Visor go pretty early compared to where we pushed the button. Like, Tac Visor is one of those ultimates where, like, you hear it, you should pretty much just push the button. Because the soldier has to at least think he's in a good position to be using it, right? And it's one of those things where you use it too late. If somebody dies, you know, then you end up being real fucking sad about it. So, you know, I'm not really bothered about booping... Okay. I'm not really bothered about booping Reinhardt like that because we don't want him to be next to us. We didn't immediately wake the Mei, but we're not going to kill Mei by ourselves as Lucio when she's sleeping, so I would rather leave her asleep again. Like, at the very least, leave her just asleep on the ground for 5 seconds, right? But otherwise, like, give people more time to rally around her and try and kill her. Like, if Ryan pins her, that's free, right? We, as Lucio, we're not going to kill her by herself. We need assistance, so, like, wait for assistance, or just leave her asleep on the ground. Because there's nothing wrong with just leaving somebody asleep on the ground. They end up missing multiple seconds out of a team fight. That's good enough by itself, you know? So... I don't know, we're doing a lot of the shifting. We're giving the Lucio, that's good. We're spending a lot of time on walls, that's also good. You know, people when they play Lucio, pretty common to see them playing real static, where they just kind of like sit around and watch. That boop might have saved her. I'm gonna go back and look at that one. We might have just saved her from Genji, actually. So... Genji's using Dragon Blade, is Nano Blade on top of that, and my man's going in. Where's Genji? Let's watch from Genji's perspective. So, what's he about? He's after her. It certainly didn't help. It certainly didn't help. It might have ended up saving her. He's probably still gonna get her. Are y'all still gonna get her? Okay, it ended up taking a while more. Like, that boop, that certainly didn't help matters. We got her regardless, but, like, we ended up pushing her away from the Genji using Dragon Blade. If you're booping someone, boop with purpose. Because I saw that one, and I'm like, that looked like it was real bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but it wasn't exactly good still. So we're using Sound Barrier. At this point, we gotta just, like, stay in here. So, like, I'm fine with it. We could have waited a little longer to use it, because we were still pretty good. We were still in a pretty good position at the time. But at the end of the day, it probably didn't matter, you know. So going over to the email real quick. It says, I feel like my amps were questionable at best, but other than that, I don't feel like I make a ton of mistakes. Personally, I feel our tanks in this game were a little trash, but I would like to hear what you think. The tanks didn't really stand out to me as being particularly bad. No one like really stood out to me. We had a Bastion towards the end, which I don't feel like contributed a huge amount to that game. Why am I going through one push at a time, right? There's a bar here. The amps didn't really stand out to me as being that bad. It was the boops that stood out to me a lot more than that. Just like, please. The boops stood out to me a lot more than that, just because we spent a lot of time booping people without thought. We're going for it. We also, like, you know, we spend a lot of time, like, bouncing around like that, and we spend a lot of time, like, bouncing around behind their team to not really getting much benefit. So we spend a lot of time, like, not having our aura on people that also isn't exactly paying off either, right? Because if you're going in and do it, like, you can go in and do aggressive stuff as Lucio. That's fine. You know, we see a great many aggressive Lucio players that do just fine. But, like, if it doesn't pay off, it ends up being really depressing, because then you just spend a lot of time without your aura on people as well. The booping was the big thing to me. We are just booping people for the sake of it, and, like, it ends up being more detrimental than you think over a large enough period of time. Because if you are just booping people randomly, it's like law of large numbers. Sooner or later, you're going to boop people into a better position for them. So, like, that's, like, the big one for me. The amps didn't really stand out to me that much. Admittedly, I'm not, like, that good at Lucio. Yeah, I'm always Lucio's one of the people I'm least confident watching, usually. But, the boops were the bigger deal to me. So, the tanks didn't really stand out to me, but to be fair, like, for this kind of thing to happen, your team has to fail in, like, quite a few different ways. So, you know, you don't, like, you don't end up pushing the cart 65 meters and not have, like, quite a few things going badly. You know, I'm sure we could watch every single member of this team and have something that they did bad. So, anyway. So there you go. That's all I'll get really rambling and incoherent, so we'll wrap that up now. So thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. I start streaming on Twitch Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 PM EST to 11 EST. There's a link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future. And I hope you found the video helpful.